It's not an easy word to say. I think it comes from Latin, but I stand corrected. And in fact, it's a pediatric surgeon, but that's also
so
a
let's
tricky
get
one.
then to the merits of this case, because it sparked quite a controversy in the medical field. Why exactly is everyone so shocked at this?
Well, some people are shocked, others not so much. And one of the issues here is that a very prominent surgeon who in fact talked at an academic hospital is amongst those now charged, well, set to be charged, but already issued with warrants of arrest for culpable homicide. This is someone with decades of experience in pediatric surgery, someone who's cited in scores of academic papers about transplants in particular, either for kidneys or livers. I think it is in fact kidneys, and someone who's taught other pediatric surgeons. So for those who are aware of this person's prominent profile and academic track record, there is concern. Those who aren't shocked, Tembekile, include other families who've gone through a similar plight to the Sayed family in that they have grievances and are accusing this pediatric surgeon of medical malpractice.
We're speaking, coming into this conversation, about the criminal element, but health profession bodies are now also seized with this case, aren't they?
Certainly. The Health Professionals Council of South Africa is investigating both the anaesthetist and the pediatric surgeon who were involved. Netcare actually suspended both doctors soon after 10-year-old Zayyaan Sayed's death following that acid reflux laparoscopy, I think it is, which is basically when doctors inflate the abdomen in order to insert certain apparatus to conduct surgery within. And so Netcare did suspend both doctors, but prior to that, the pediatric surgeon had in fact been suspended from Morningside Clinic in 2016. So some of the aggrieved families and grieving parents have cited the prior suspension from 2016 amongst the concerns and ongoing complaints to the HPCSA. I spoke to a family called the Mokwenas, for example. They never went through a kind of Health Professionals Council process, but they raised concerns about the fact that this pediatric surgeon continues to practice. Also worth noting, of course, that while there is this Sayed death and others, I've spoken to several families, there are, of course, many successful surgeries by the same hands of the same surgeon.
But at this moment, even the likes of the HSPCA are in line for some criticism for perhaps not coming down hard enough on medical professionals in cases of malpractice and the like.
Certainly, that is some of the feedback I'm getting from speaking to people, including pediatric surgeons, including lawyers who work in medical malpractice cases, also speaking to representatives of an anaesthetists association, and there does seem to be concern about the efficacy of the HPCSA, particularly in terms of concluding investigations swiftly. One of the families I spoke to, the Tiobus family, also raised a concern. Their son Ethan died in 2012 following surgery, and their concern was that they claim, I emphasize claim, the HPCSA didn't consider the post-mortem results adequately when they investigated their case. The Tiobus's allegation is also that the HPCSA bottlenecks complaints and only allows a very narrow number of cases to go through to the hearing and trial process within its own organizational body. So now the Sayeds are going the legal route.
This case is also gaining some political traction, I see.
Certainly, EFF leader Julius Malema commented welcoming the issuing of warrants of arrest for the anaesthetist and the pediatric surgeon. It does seem that he is quite close to the Sayed father, Mohammed Sayed, and there has been pressure on the Department of Health along with the HPCSA from political quarters, predominantly the EFF, over this whole death.
Erin Bates, thank you so much for that comprehensive update, as well as the help with some of the pronunciation there.